So last week we talked about some basic hip joint anatomy, and we learned some different terms such as the femur bone, which are the big bones in your thighs. So today we're going to look at how these principles guide our understanding of leg extensions. So when we're talking about leg extensions in tango, there are three main directions where you will have those leg extensions happen. That is forward, side, and back. This is a pretty common combination for lots of dances, including dances like ballet. So you'll see this happen in different types of movement systems. So let's go ahead and first explore just the basic sequence that we'll be working with today. I would like for you to take on kind of a nice, comfortable stance with the feet hips width apart, which is going to be aligning with that middle spot in your hip crease. And you can go ahead and have your feet just slightly turned out for this. Soften your knees and shift your weight side to side a few times, bringing your hands onto your hips. Bring your weight into your right leg completely, collect, and then we're going to just extend that left leg forward. You're going to collect and then extend it side, collect, and extend it back. Good. Collect, side, collect, forward, and collect, change weight. Same thing on the other side. We're going to go forward, together, side, together, back, together, side, together, and forward, together, and change weight. So that's the basic form that we're going to be exploring. The question is, what is our femur bone doing when we are creating these extensions? Especially when we begin to bring that together into a circular, continuous movement. How does the femur bone rotate in the joint, and what does the pelvis do to help us stay grounded and to achieve length in the leg? So let's talk about the extension forward first. When you are extending your leg forward, I want you to bring your arm in front, so your left arm on top, and you're going to mimic what the femur bone is going to do. So as we're going to extend the femur bone, we're going to turn it out. So I turn out my arm to kind of show you and to show myself. This is turned out, and this is straight ahead. Turned out, straight ahead. Turned out. See how my heel, you can actually see my heel versus here you can't. So when we are extending forward, you want to have a little bit of turnout in the extending leg. So external rotation, this is called. Collect, let's try it on the other side. Weight into your left leg. Extend the right leg. You can extend it straight ahead, bring your arm in front, and then turn it out, and then turn it in. Turn it out, turn it in. So feel that work in the thigh for external rotation. Good, and bring it together. Now, for our side extension, we can't actually have too much of external rotation. So watch what happens. If I have external rotation in the thigh here, and I begin to bring it out, I can only bring it out just maybe about to here. If I go any further, it's going to turn my hip with it. What we need to do is, as the leg starts going out, what we're going to do is turn it in. Okay, so starting from this position, you're on the right leg. Extend your left leg out. Good. Bring your arm out to the side, just so that, again, you kind of give yourself that feeling. So feel in your body. This is slightly turned in. This is out. Notice how it pulls the hip with it. Turn it in, turn it out. Turn it in, turn it out. Good. And then turn it in and pause, observe. You have your inner ankle, inner foot is facing down. inner thigh is facing down. This is what we want. Bring together, go to the other side. So now you're on the left foot. Extend your leg out, arm out, and then turn it out, turn it in. Notice how it changes my hips, right? Turn it out, turn it in. So turn it in, inner ankle is facing down, inner thigh is facing down. Good. And together. So you're on the right leg. Let's go forward, arm shows external rotation. Now let's go to the side, and actually let's connect it into that circle. I think that's a better way of going. We're going to bring it out to the side and turn the arm in. Bring the leg forward, turn it out. Bring the leg out, turn it in. So go a few times, just feel how the femur bone is rotating inside the joint. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Same thing, you're on the left leg. We're going to reach the right leg out, arm turns out, and then as the leg goes out, arms turns in. And you can keep the arm in front of you or move it to the side to mimic the leg. It's up to you. So the leg goes external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation. So the femur bone is rotating inside the joint. Yeah? So those are our two directions. Bring together. Now we have the last one, which is it's a little bit more complicated. So bear with me because there's a couple of details here that are very important. If we were to look at the anatomy of the hips, if we just push the femur bone back straight behind us, there's not much range that the anatomy actually allows me. So this is as far as I can go here. If I want to go any further, I will have to either do something with my femur, something with the hips, or I'm going to have to exaggerate in my lower back, which is what we don't want to do. So what can we do with the body to allow for a longer range here? Watch what I do. I'm going to keep my standing leg where it is, and I'm going to once again externally rotate my femur. You see? So I went from this alignment, and I'm just going to externally rotate my femur. Now see what the alignment became. My foot, you can actually see my foot, you can see my knee instead of the knee pointing straight down. Okay, so try that with me on one side. We'll see it on the other side as well. So let's have you on the opposite leg. First, hands on the hips, just reach the leg behind you, straight behind you, and feel the limitation, right? Like from about here, for me, that's about as much as I can do. Now, from here, femur bone, you're going to turn it out, okay? Turn it in, turn it out. You can use your arm just to, again, feel that action. Turn it out. Good. Turn it out. Wonderful. And then together. So one final piece to the puzzle on the back extension, you're going to turn the femur bone out, so it goes from out, in, to out again. But as you bring it out, make sure that the standing leg is working in opposition so that you don't have something like this happening, right? So my standing leg is going to pull in the opposite direction from my back leg. So both thighs are externally rotating away from each other. So let's put it together. Your hands are going to be on the hips. Let's start on your right leg. We're going to externally rotate as you extend the left leg forward. You can use your arm if that's helpful. Then bring it together and then go side, inner knee facing the floor. Then together, when you go back, both thighs externally rotate away from each other. And there's that slight bit of spiraling happening. We call dissociation, but we're not talking about that today. And then together, side, inner thigh faces the floor, together, and forward, external rotation here, and together. Change weight. We're going to go forward external rotation, together, side internal rotation, together, and back external rotation, both legs opening out, and together, side, together, forward. Good. Together. Bring yourself onto the right leg, extend. Now circling around, go through inner rotation, and then again external rotation when you go back. Bring it forward and external, internal, external, together, and one more time, forward, circling around, and together. Other side, we go forward, side, back, opening that hip, and together, forward, side, back, together, forward, side, back, and together. Wonderful. So, as you are walking in your life, as you are dancing, I want you to keep mindfully exploring this idea of where is your femur bone needing to rotate in order to be stable. We're kind of really putting together a lot of the principles we've been exploring through our knees and feet tutorials. So make sure you check those out. If you missed any of them, those will be helpful. Pop in your comments and questions. I would love to hear some of your experiences, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, have a good one. Ciao.